Welcome back to Idology, the most important American Idol recap show on the internet today, ever.
This is cheesy. It's a bit Don Cheadle.
I'm sorry, what?
I'm here today with Season 6 standout Melinda Doolittle. We're going to talk about the recently announced Season 11 Top 13.
All this unbridled joy has given me quite an appetite.
Before we even get into our three favorites, I think there are a few people we want to just give a quick shout out to because there's a lot of talent this season.
Colton Dixon, even Jimmy said that he could probably win the entire thing.
Jeremy Rosado, his big note on Wildcard Night actually moved me to tears.
Holly Kavanaugh, amazing.
If she beats back those nerves, she could be a serious contender. And I think, you know, Philip Phillips is probably one of the favorites at this point.
With that guitar, he's fabulous.
And that shot of him waking up in the morning, I think definitely helped him with the voters. Just gonna put it out there. We were gonna try and each name our three favorites, and I think we agreed on two of them for sure.
We've got two more ladies for you to fall in love with tonight.
And I think we've gotta start with Jessica Sanchez.
You know what, I normally hate it when they start off with, you know, I've been on vocal rest, and my voice is so tired, and Ryan does an interview.
Can she make it the entire hour, in your opinion?
This is not fair, because there are probably other people on there, Elise, who have lost their voices. Even Nigel tweeted about that. So I was like, not completely fair. But then she started singing, and I don't think I cared anymore.
'Cause you'll always be true. I never could have known.
Next week, they're gonna talk about how she fell down a well as a child. You know, we'll see exciting news footage from when she was a toddler and be like, Jessica, well, baby. You know, she'll be being pulled out and singing like a glory note as she comes out of there. But her version of the Jennifer Hudson song was pretty stellar, and I love that she brought some sass and some tempo to the stage.
What just blew my mind is like her vibrato is like a mixture between J. Hud and Beyonce.
I worry a little bit about her in the overall taste level department when it comes to song choices. I don't want her to get stuck in the Thea Magia ghetto of just Disney princess ballad. Like if she's been performing all of these songs since she was on America's Got Talent, I want her to scrap that playlist and do something different.
You know what? I think she will. I love her spunk, and I think that side of her is going to really come out this season.
They do like to save the best for last. Elise Testone was pretty sublime way to end the show.
God only knows.
I thought her Adele cover was gorgeous. I love that she started at the piano.
I don't know why I'm scared, 'cause I've been here before. Every feeling, every word, I've imagined it all.
I loved that she wove her room service flowers into her hair.
This is breakfast, lunch, and dinner right here.
This is a midnight snack right here.
I even loved that her voice sort of broke when she was clearly overwhelmed by the moment.
So come on and give me that chance.
But in a good way. Like, as she said early on,
It's just such a feeling for me. It's more than the notes and whether it's perfectly in tune. I'm trying to convey every emotion that I have.
she's an adult who's doing that. And
Yes.
to me, when I'm gonna buy a record or when I'm gonna put on music at home, that's almost the #1 consideration for me.
From beginning to end, from playing the piano, from getting up and getting in our faces, I absolutely love her. I'm hoping that America gets behind her. Even those young teenagers that are voting nonstop, I need you to vote for Elise.
Do it. Do it, teenagers. Do it.
I need to be exposed.
As an insider, when you know you're closing the show, does it increase the pressure or does it take some pressure off? Like, wow, I know I must be doing a pretty good job in rehearsals if they're gonna put me last.
For me, it was a ton of pressure because, you know, they're putting you in that last spot, which means that they're expecting something from you. And if you don't deliver, that's the last thing America remembers.
Well, I've got to say, I'm expecting some pimp spots later this season for Skylar Laine. Her version of Stay With Me was the most fun I've had watching Idol ever.
Stay with me. Stay with me. Hold the night, you better stay with me.
She brought back the joy hop, but with like 25% more joy.
Yes.
She was just feeling it, and she was so excited to be out there. And, you know, I hate when contestants say, well, I had fun.
I had fun.
But she had so much fun that it actually translated through the TV screen. The only thing she could do better would have been if she'd like brought out a pistol and put an apple on the head of Randy, J-Lo, and Steven and like ended her performance with like a boop boop. boo, and like shot them right off. You know, that's about the only way that performance could have been better for me.
And I love like her little mouth quirk that's like Reba, but then she brings her own Skylar style into it. I love her.
She's got a twang, but she's really more of a blues rocker, and I'm like, bring that every week, and we're gonna be fine, Skylar. Now I know you picked a third contestant different from Skylar as your third favorite.
Joshua. I love the gospel tones that he brings into it. I love his control. He goes all the way to the edge right before he's gonna lose it, but he still reins it in.
Right.
I love that. I got so mad at Jimmy for saying,
It's my job to make sure that we don't turn this into Sister Act 3.
number one, I love Sister Act, and I wouldn't mind Sister Act 3. Number two, he was phenomenal.
I used language that I would not use in front of you when Jimmy said that about Sister Act 3, because I think it crossed multiple lines. When you start comparing him to Whoopi Goldberg in a nun outfit, you're throwing out the drag queen image. I thought it was unnecessary. I thought it was unattractive. You know, and we could talk about how Jimmy dresses like a 15-year-old hip-hop wannabe, and he should stop shopping in the juniors department.
Speaking of drag, I need them to never call him Mantasia again.
I just wanted to throw out an idea about two people who I'm quite excited about who are right under my top 3, and they're two people who got the wild card. Erica and Deandre have a legitimate chance to go very far in this competition, but they've both got some problems they need to address. Any thoughts on how Deandre can connect better, or how he can put that falsetto to slightly better use? Because this week, I thought both his Tuesday performance and his wild card were a little bit of a wreck.
I think that he is not choosing the right songs to showcase what he has, because I actually don't mind him singing an entire song in falsetto if he does it well and if it's the right song. When I think of Maxwell or Eric Benet or D'Angelo, and you know, those voices that I don't mind in falsetto, they just have the right songs. So I think that if he's going to do that, he needs to pick well, and then he needs to stop flipping his hair all over the place.
When you bring up hair, I wonder, should Deandre cut that mane? Number one. And I think that Erica Van Pelt should go back to being a brunette, because they showed a picture of her at the DJ booth and she was smoking hot with dark hair.
Oh, loved the dark hair.
Do the dark hair. Erica, if you're watching this, and you should be, you need to make the Idol audience look at you with fresh eyes. They've already decided that you weren't somebody they wanted in the top 5 women. They've somehow decided that pageant girl, they wanted her more than you, and that's not right. So you've got to do something to say, take another look at me. I've got real soul. I'm a grown woman who can feel these lyrics. Like, there's a lot going for her, but I worry she's gonna get lost in the shuffle. We've been super positive this week because there's so much good happening on season 11, but way to put the grim in grim.
Kiss me till you're drunk and I'ma show you on the moon like Jagger.
I said in my recap that if I go to hell for all the mean things I've said about Idol contestants, Satan is going to greet me with that video when I get down there. And then Use Me, I thought was even worse. Was he being serious with that performance?
All you want to do is use me.
Were you joking just now? Because if so, that was hilarious. Awfully funny. How bad that was.
I don't know what was happening, actually, and I love that it wasn't just me. Like, when they panned the contestants, even Shannon's little face was like, I just feel like they gave him a wild card spot instead of Aaron, and I'm still upset about that.
This is one contestant we disagree on. I didn't think Aaron's Jackson 5 cover really worked at all. I thought he sounded a little bit shrill throughout, and
Shrill?
Can never let you go.
There are some things about his voice that are just golden. I was on Twitter with a bunch of other artists that were flipping out about him and have vowed not to watch Idol for the rest of the season because he's not on it. Like, I mean, he's that good. And I think I probably got most upset with Jimmy for being like,
This is cheesy. It's a bit Don Cheadle.
Well, you got a set of on you.
what does that mean?
What does that even mean?
Will someone please tell me what is going on? Or have we all stepped through the looking glass?
I feel like with Don Cheadle and Sister Act 3, like Jimmy just talked about the 2 black things that he knows about, and that's it. That's it for the season.
What do you think about what Jimmy had to say? Who's that?
And also, who wouldn't want to be Don Cheadle? Like,
Right.
Don
We
Cheadle
all
is
wanna
the
be Don
opposite of
Cheadle.
cheesy.
Yeah, I'm a woman and I want to be Don Cheadle.
Yeah, there's a word for you too, sir, but I'm not gonna go into that right now.